Hey, my name is Jonathan, and right now I'm a cartoon. Being a cartoon is really cool because I can change my color scheme or become a girl. Either way, it's pretty neato. Today, I will be doing a presentation on the 5 most influential books in American history. So, before we start, I have a criteria because, well, I was told to have one. So, this isn't going well, is it? Oh yeah, let me show you it. The criteria is 1. The book must have portrayed and described the time period it was made with a fictional story. 2. They must have been published by an American author. 3. The books must have been published in America. 4. The books must have gotten nationwide attention. There are some books that didn't really make the cut, and some of them include The Catcher in the Rye, Catch-22, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, Invisible Man, The Scarlet Letter, and many others. I really wish I could just include all the books because these stories are amazing. But I'll just stick with 5 that I personally thought were the most influential, most heartwarming stories. The Grapes of Wrath, it's standing in 5th place. It was really cool because Steinbeck foresaw the future. I mean, most authors back then could have been psychics. He saw it coming like a mile away. One of the most significant results of Steinbeck's influences on America's welfare was the creation of the New Deal by President Roosevelt in 1933. The first phase of the New Deal, quote-unquote, attempted to provide recovery and relief from the Great Depression through programs of agricultural and business regulation, inflation, prices stabilization, and public works. He is known for focusing on characters that, quote-unquote, talked and lived through the society rather than having characters that only described or commented on the significance of the action, as said by the American Writer's Interactive Scrapbook. The Great Gatsby took place during the Roaring Twenties and completely changed and added deeper meaning to the understanding the problematic and often tragic dimensions of pursuing the American dream or experience. Well, I said so much about the Grapes of Wrath, but rarely anything about the Great Gatsby. Maybe he wasn't so great after all. The Jungle, staying at number 3. Ever since the industrial era began, the working conditions and the social problems were really bad, like horrible working conditions, extremely unsafe. In the end, the book provided the final drive for the U.S. Pure Food and Drug Act, signed by President Theodore Roosevelt. Do you think I should summarize the books? I mean, my goal is to tell you about the book's influence, not to tell you about the content. Well, maybe a little bit, but if you want to know more about them, just read the books. Books are great. Uncle Tom's Cabin. This book was amazing and almost number 1 because its ability to illustrate slavery's effect on families and to help readers emphasize what's enslaved characters. Harriet Beecher Stowe's characters are freely discussed and debated slavery, which led to the fugitive slave law and led to many slaves being freed. The best part is that just as her book got massive attention, not only nationwide but worldwide, she became popular, and the power of her celebrityness had influenced and made other social reform groups appeal for her support. Not only has her book become such a great influence to understand slaves' perspective and slightly alter racism in the hearts of many readers, but she was a woman in the 1850s. Now, the last book of my choosing. Are you ready for it? Well, I'm really pumped for it now. To Kill a Mockingbird as number 1. It took great values like family, friendship, forgiveness, standing up for what is right, even if the system is against you. This book addresses a lot of issues like the Jim Crow laws, segregation, and the South's history. The book encourages others to do the right thing, a new way to think of race. Its influence was directly to the social injustice that African Americans face with and how people deal with it. How a little girl figures it all out with experiences that are based on real historical events. She tries to figure out the right and wrong in a world that is not always fair. This book is number 1 because 1. It was an amazing book with good characters, good plot, and a good meaning. After 50 years, this book is still influential and is read by many high school students. Well, I say most because not all of us have read the book due to the lack of motivation, but you should be part of the millions and millions of people who have read this book. I'm really glad you took the time out of your life to watch this. Look at the real me, sitting on the floor. I'm so cute. Everyone tell me I'm really cute now. Anyway, thanks for watching.